Good day, ALS teachers. I am Rolly S. Ortiz Jr., Education Program Specialist 2 from the Division of Bukidnon, and I will be your facilitator. Today, I will be presenting the topic integration. This video will run for 5 to 10 minutes, and at the end of the video, if you have clarifications, there will be a 30 to 45-minute question and answer. At the end of this session, ALS implementers are expected to describe what integration is, appreciate the process of integration, and lastly, reflect on the importance of integration. According to National Council of Teachers of English, integration is the unification of all subjects and experiences. Teachers organize the curriculum around common learnings across competency. They chunk together the common learnings embedded in the curriculum to emphasize skills and concepts. So therefore, integrated teaching and learning processes enable children to acquire and use basic skills in all content areas and to develop positive attitudes for continued successful learning. Always remember that when you integrate learning competencies, it's like you are fitting puzzle pieces of different colors but are of the same context and shape to come up with a definite form. Meaning, we can bundle the competencies by asking, what would a learner need to know to perform this competency at a given level? We can iterate upon this process until we feel we have reached an indivisible individual unit of learning to ensure that these objectives are measurable or observable. Now, why do we need to integrate in ALS? So knowing the existing number of competencies that we have in our curriculum, as you can see, we have a total number of 1,852 competencies from Learning Strand 1 to Learning Strand 6. With the number of competencies and considering the types of learners that we have, and of course the pandemic that we are experiencing right now, there is really a need to integrate our competencies to address the needs of our learners and to cope with the current situation. And so, with the initiative of our regional ALS focal person, Dr. Ray Butch Mahinay, who is also an ambassador of Learning Activity Sheet, comes the birth of the Learning Activity Sheets in ALS Region 10. With this initiative, we are the first to develop learning activity sheets for ALS in the entire country. The journey in the development of learning activity sheets in the region underwent series of planning and workshop. From the selection of our writers and content experts, so we are able to identify 14 education program specialists as writers and 98 ALS implementers as writers also. And we also identified 7 content experts from senior high schools in Cagayan de Oro coming from the formal school system. And of course, all of these learning activity sheets will not be possible also without the partnership of smart communications. And now, I want to present to you our content experts and writers of the different learning strand. For Learning Strand 1 Communication Skills English, we have 14 writers who are implementers from the different divisions who are also majored in English. And our content expert is an MA in English Communication Arts, a teacher in Gosa Regional Science High School Division of Cagayan de Oro City in the person of Ma'am Fe S. Publico. For Learning Strand 1 Communication Skills Filipino, we also have here our 14 writers from the different division who are also major in Filipino. Our content expert is an MA in Filipino, a teacher of Gusa Regional Science High School, Division of Cagayan de Oro City, in the person of Los Viminda B. Binolhay. For LS2 Scientific and Critical Thinking Skills, our content expert is an MSc in Science Education, a teacher of Balulang National High School, Senior High School, still from the Division of Cagayan de Oro City, Ma'am Dinah F. Gore. For Learning Strand 3 Mathematical and Problem-Solving Skills, our content expert is an MA in Mathematics Education, a teacher and a senior high school teacher of Tablon National High School, Division of Cagayan de Oro City, Ma'am Concepcion L. Idoria. And our content expert for LS4 Life and Career Skills is a Master in Business Administration, a senior high school of Lumbia National High School, Division of Cagayan de Oro City, Sir Reynaldo B. Colliera. And for LS5, our content expert is a Master in History, a senior high school teacher of Tablon National High School, Division of Cagayan de Oro City, Sir Pedro C. Gamba. And the last, LS for Digital Citizenship, we are so honored to have the content expert who is an MA in Education, a certified Google teacher, and a teacher of Gusa Elementary School, still from the Division of Cagayan de Oro City, Ma'am Roxanne H. Fuentes. Those are our content experts from the formal schools and our writers coming from the different divisions. Our existing learning activity sheets are we integrate the competencies with earned learning strands only. We did not go out across other learning strands. So again, our competencies are integrated within learning strands. The integration of competencies was conducted last November 2019 at Loisas Pavilion, Malaybalay City. So this is the first step in the development of our learning activity sheets. And these workshop undergo a series of revisions and consultations. And we have come up with this integration after the training in Lois's Pavilion. As you can see, we are able to identify or integrate competencies from the different learning strands. So as you can see, for learning strand 1, from 204 competencies, we are able to create titles or develop titles for about 115. And so we are able to integrate 93 competencies. For LS Filipino, out of 241 competencies from the original competencies, we are able to develop or identify or create titles of about 111. And for LS2 Scientific and Critical Thinking from 322, we are able to develop 173 titles. So we're able to integrate 149 competencies. For LS3 Mathematical and Problem-Solving Skills, from 455, we're able to develop 210 titles. So we're able to integrate 245 competencies. For LS4 Life and Career Skills, from 124, we are able to develop 91 learning activity sheets. And for LS5, from 364, 150. For LS6, from 142 to 120. So all in all, we are able to develop 1,030 titles for the learning activity sheets out from the number of competencies, which is 1,852, and we are able to integrate about 882 competencies. After the integration of competencies or the identifying the titles, our writers underwent series of online write-shop and revision for the entire month of July 2020. So our writers were able to develop and finish the learning activity sheets by the end of July of 2020. So they were able to finalize the learning activity sheets by July 31. Our content experts undergone international training of plagiarism testing in partnership with Smart Communication. And so, to ensure the originality and quality of our learning activity sheets, our learning activity sheets were already tested by our content experts last September 2020. So, there you go, uh, ladies and gentlemen, the journey of our development of learning activity sheets in Region 10. And so, all in all, after all the workshops, several revisions, and the plagiarism testing, now we already have the final number of learning activity sheets. So all in all, we have a total of 1,030 learning activity sheets, including the 14 learning activity sheets for health and awareness and basic survival skills, and 46 learning activity sheets for ALS life skills modules. And I'm sure at this point we already enjoyed the learning activity sheets that our writers have written and our content experts who exerted really their effort for the success of these learning activity sheets. And now, let me end my presentation by this reminder. The need to integrate learning strands 1 to 6 is equally important as achieving the exit points that ALS curriculum can offer to the learners. So that ends my presentation, and I hope you are able to understand and appreciate our initiatives in the integration of competencies using the learning activity sheets. So again, thank you and good luck. Stay safe and better days ahead.